Look, we all know the story behind Gold Roger, the man who was called King of the Pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond our wildest dreams. And before he passed, he let us know that his fortune was ours for the taking, but we'd have to find it all in one piece. And that's where my journey begins. This is Tourney Journeys. Well, it's been a few days after the news, but Bandai, they really did it.
Oh my god, you blew it up! You really did it! Damn you all to hell!
In the midst of trying to off players from playing the big three of the game, we were unfortunately hit in the crossfire! So now that the meta is shifting unexpectedly, we do have a lot of testing and a lot of catching up to do before the release of OP5. So with the announcement of this kind of emergency ban list, we can definitely see things being shaken up a bit, with the game taking a slower turn and not being as aggressive. I can only guess that some topping decks would be like Yellow Katakuri, maybe Navy cards, or even Film Doffy, but with this change, literally anything can happen in the next few weeks that we have left of this OP4 meta. And so with that, let's talk about the new deck list that we're going to be running for this week. How you guys doing? We're back at the mat. Probably might change this up again. Well, change out the mat at least. Because I'm not really as connected to this as I was prior. But anyways, that's besides the point. For this week's deck profile, we are running a bit more of an emphasis on board control, so that means we're going to give rush to our units using leader VV skill, but we're not going to really swing with our cards, right? Because we want to maintain a setup for a board on the following turn. Because if you just give rush and attack without really kind of thinking about it, you are making your cards more vulnerable, and so you just are going to have to, force to block to keep your characters. But, we're also going to try to use the... Hey everybody, we're back with the mat. Might change this out for something else next week, because I'm not as attached to this mat as I was prior, but that's beside the point. So this week we're going to be emphasizing maintaining board control. So what that means is that we're going to give rush to our units using VV's leader skill, but we're also not going to swing with the units we give rush. Because we're going to try to abuse the draw engine via VV and Igaram, which is our Alabaster Searcher. But let's get right into it. So first up, we have 4 copies of Igaram. He's like Jewelry Bonnie and Momonosuke. He's a searcher without having to use a Dawn to search. You just suspend him and give leader minus 5k. And he searches any Alabaster card, including himself. So that's actually pretty nutty. So if you want to go for more Igaram draw shenanigans, you can definitely go for that. Now for the deck profile, we did separate this into several sections. So this is going to be the defensive cards. So first up, we have Happiness Punch. Pretty good VV defensive card for just Alabaster in general. Minus 2k, then if your leader's active, minus 1k, and you can split it up any way you want. Technically put minus 3 or 2 and 1, right? Saves you from like 5-6k attackers. Then next up we have Bad Manners Kick Course. I'm considering bumping this up to 3 just because, we're playing Igaram to search, so you might as well. And then even on trigger, minus 3k to a character or leader, so it's pretty good. Next up for our defensive cards, we're playing Doffy. Not only is he a blocker that we can use late game, he also helps manipulate hand draws, right? So top 5, if you see what you like, reorganize that baby, put it back on top. If not, put it on the bottom and save it for later, Next up, this was technically supposed to be a buggy, but I totally forgot to switch them out. but it's Koza's. He's a searchable 2k counter. He's alright. Turn 3 shenanigans. If you're a 5 Don, play this. VV Rush for 5k until the start of your turn. So, I mean, Koza sees its uses, but primarily using him just for the 2k. But he was, like I said, supposed to be buggy, so I could search out events, because there were times I would have liked to see buggy instead of Koza. Next up, for our final defensive card, is Otama. I mean, every red deck has kind of gone over why people play Otama. Minus 2k on play, 2k counter, 1 cost just for the minus 2k. Pretty good. Next up is our removal. So we're playing 3 red rocks. Yeah. And then finally, 3,000 worlds. So just kind of getting rid of like troublesome 5 cost or less cards that we just can't get rid of. Next up, we are going to talk about our utility cards. Because this is going to help our main cards with their effects with the DP attack reduction. Starting off with 2 roundtables. A card I would have liked to see a lot if I had Buggy. Might also bump this up to 3 as well, just because, I mean, a lot of decks are starting to go for that end game, late game, big body strategy. So having this kind of helps implement our strategy of popping cards. Next up, we're playing 4 copies of Roronoa Zoro. I keep calling him Zoa. But anyways, he's a 5 cost card, 6k attack, 1k counter, on play minus 2k to a character. For an additional 2 Dawn with VV skill as you get a draw, and then give Rush, swinging for 6, and forcing your opponent to drop a 2k counter. So yeah, just good setup in combination with Chaka's already on the board. And then, yeah, 6k is just a magic number for the deck. Next up, we're playing 4 Brooks. Almost the same thing as Zoro, but he's 1 Dawn when attacking, minus 2k to 2 characters. So he's just spreading out the love over there. And just like I said before, if you have the Chaka set up on the board, Brook is just insane. And then lastly, for our utility, playing 2 starter deck Namis, which lets you put 1 Rested Dawn on top of one of your characters. In terms of our main strategy, we are going to need to see any Chakas in our hand. We got 4 of them. Chaka, don't need to say more about that. And then lastly, for our popping, we're going to be playing 3 Vistas. 4 was a little too clunky for me because it's a 3k attacker, but on play, pop a 3k or less character, pretty good, especially since like you've seen with all the cards, we're just doing a lot of attack reduction. Moving on to our boss monsters, we have 2 8-cost Luffy's. It's kind of a menace to yellow decks, purple Croc Queen with the banish, just because they can't add cards back to their hand. And then lastly, we're running 2 VVs. 2 VVs, this is a setup card, so play VV turn prior. And for example, if you wanted to go into Luffy, he already has Rush now that he's at 3 costs or more. Swings banish. Alternatively, you can go into Chaka now for 4. So technically, if you have 2 in hand, that's even more insane because that's 8 cost altogether with Rush, and you still haven't used the VV leader skill to draw, or you want to hold on to those 2 extra Dons just to play defensively. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck. Yeah, there are definitely some instances where I would just be like, man, I sure wish I had this card, or I had this card. But I mean, the deck's been pretty nutty. The ideal board, in my opinion, you do want to have 2 Chakas, a Nami. And I would say a Brook, or like just any big body card. So even like if you had Luffy, this would be a pretty decent board. But yeah, I think if I had to change one thing out with this deck, it would for sure be the Kozas for the buggies, because I just want to be able to have red event cards in my hand. And if there was a way for us to get Happiness Punch back in cycle into our hand from the trash, that would also be amazing. But I think overall though, I think I still was not ready for the big bodies, so my deck was not tailored towards like yellow decks, so which was a primarily big number of decks I saw when I went to locals. But yeah, I guess with that we'll go right into the games. I forgot to put my SD card back in my camera. You empty out the chip and then you gotta put it back in. I've escaped my mind. So I was only able to get one game off my phone. I'm sorry. Alright, so right before we go into the gameplay, I'm going to kind of summarize. The tournament went 2-3. Round 1 was a friendly versus a purple Kaido. That was pretty much a bye. But it was pretty hard to keep characters on board as they went first and were on curve for their king pops. It made me realize I did have to have boards set up before swinging and do my DP or my attack reduction shenanigans. It also made me realize I'm going to have a lot of hard times with decks that pop or just have big bodies. Round 2 is what we're going to see right here. It's going to be lots of back and forth, and with Kinemon coming back into the meta, it's going to be a new deck, and that means it's going to be relearning the threat assessment, which you'll see when he drops a 2-cost Yamato. I do have take a little bit to think about what to do next. I decided to fully defend for Igaram early game, which may have been the costing matter, so in that scenario it's a lot of what ifs, right? Round 3 was versus Yellow Yamato. I personally play Yamato on the side. The main advantage of that is that with Yamato, if she's at 2 or less damage, she becomes a Whitebeard statted card with 6k attack on the opponent's turn. So my thought process here is to leave her at 3 life and try to control board with 2 Chaka and spam the Igaram VV draw engine. But doesn't really work because going into mid to late game they were able to pop with 9-cost Yamato or place my cards underneath on my life with 8-cost Katakuri to clear board and to kind of guarantee themselves that I don't have anything to defend myself with. Now round 4 with Rob Lucci, that was pretty nutty. I had to set up VV Igaram draw engine for about 2 to 3 turns. Opponent played pretty defensively, put out a lot of blockers, and only popped out 1 Sabo. So my main threat were basically attackers that came out with Monkey Luffy, Vanilla 7Ks, Kaku, etc. So by the end of the game, I had 1 4-cost Brook, 2 Chakas, 1 starter deck, 1 Nami, and the 8-cost Luffy to go for game. That was pretty easy to just pop a lot of his cards. Round 5 was versus Yellow Katakuri. Again, this is just another yellow deck. Big Mom is for sure an issue, especially the 10-cost, where she can just wipe my life and heal at the same time. And despite me trying to swing and clear board, the opponent's able to maintain a board of 8Ks to 12Ks on the board. I lost 3 Chakas really early on, which really hurt the game state for me. And at this point, I was just trying to see how long I could last, but losing Chakas pretty early really hurt. And with that, let's hop into the game.
Yeah. When I first began, I was playing with him.
Model rest?
I mixed my thoughts. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that, but I'll keep an eye on it. You'll keep an eye on it too.
I like that guy. We'll go 9 to.
I'll just swing kind of
Or 8, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So we go. That's 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll put 3
Nine.
swing and swing again.
Last turn.
Should I was your turn? 1, 2, 3 stand. 8.
Go 6 to lead, -3 to Yamato.
And then you have 6 dons active.
6 down, yeah.
I'll be the first person. No trigger.
That's my turn.
We'll go for 3. Vista, the pop, since it's 3K.
Yep.
I'll use VV skill. Pass turn.
I'm a turn. Top of your life. Top. I'll leave that there. So,
Kind of an effect.
for cost 3.
2 dons. I'm at 8 dons now. 1 don active, and then cards in it?
I have 5.
5 cards in it. No one plays Beast anymore. Damn, what the hell?
That's why I play him. No one expects it.
No one expects it, dude.
Yeah, I have 5. Oh, wait. I will use 1 for playing pudding.
Let's see.
I'll take care of. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, I'll also hold it.
So,
Yeah. Then I will swing your leader with.
Seven kid, yeah, I'm like, wait.
I guess tap it.
Ezo rest.
Tap.
So it's 2 costs.
Oh.
And then we'll go 3, 5, 1 don. 6K?
I'll do happiness punch. So I give -2 to Kinemon, and then because my leader's active, I give him another -1. So it'll be 3 to my 3.
Yeah.
And I'll block with VV.
You know what my favorite artist is right now?
Who?
I'll care if it later.
Drake?
Ah, shit. All right.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. So I had 4.
You're at how many done?
8 dons, all at 0.
Oh.
No
So
don
I was
active.
actually
think I
going
should-
to do that.
No, you went second.
Yeah.
Wait.
Planning
Yeah, I
on
went second.
playing a different card rather than Chris
Did I already put that one?
It should be a 9 don.
Okay. That's weird.
So I was like
Alright.
saving it.
I guess I did my math wrong.
Yeah, I changed my mind. Oh, okay. And I also like realized too, like that was probably a better play, but it's fine.
Look, I had a different plan last turn, but yeah, you should have 9 don.
No, yeah. So I've won. I wasted 1 thought basically.
Go VV.
Yep.
We'll use VV skill.
Yep.
Pass turn.
Oh. You know what? I think I'm just dumb. Remind me. She cannot attack, right?
She can. The leader cannot.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering, like, why have you not been attacking with her?
I mean, if she did attack, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. I was like, why is he not swinging with her? Oh, that's why. Damn, it's too loud. I'll take red. I guess I can cable that card. Let's see. That's 3 cards in.
4.
I'm gonna swing to lead. I'm gonna look top of your life. I'll take it. I'll play. I'll play it. Right. I'll try it. Okay.
Let's go light to lead.
You know what?
Counter 1.
6 leader.
Yeah.
Cracker. Faster.
No trigger.
5 leader.
5 cards in hand and have 1.
Yeah. No trigger.
All right. So like, let me be real. If this doesn't work, like, God help me. Pass.
Oh shit! All right.
I did it.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah.
I'll be shooting bricks. I was conquering.
Bottom.
All right. It's not very nice. Be real with me. Did you pull out or have you had that in hand?
Let's go.
I will swing Pero and Pero.
I mean, I'm just gonna do it.
Is it Red Rock?
Red Rock?
I mean, yeah, you gotta do it.
Go ahead.
Alright, draw return. To be fair though, I mean, that's probably the best option.
I'll put one on my layer.
Five
Okay.
cards.
Swing on Pero.
Yes, sir.
I'll look at mine.
I'll go.
Plus pet mochi cracker.
Yeah.
Then we'll go.
I will
7 leader?
No trigger.
enter.
6 leader?
7.
Alright. Odin. Pass.
What does Odin do?
I swing, and then I can rest 3 down, restand him, and then when he dies, I summon out a 103 or less from there.
Gotcha. Go with Rook.
Yep.
We'll go Zoro. We'll give -2 on play.
Ooh, that's yeah.
We'll go swing 6 to lead. -2, -2.
So okay, so you -2 for him first.
Yeah.
So he's 4K.
Now he's 2K.
Okay, and then you're swinging for 6.
For putting.
I'll take the card. I'll trigger.
We'll go 6 tier 2.
You just summon that.
Rush.
Isn't it only? It's not 3 of them?
It's all.
The only art type I have.
No, 3 or 3 or more.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just stupid. I forgot because this one. This is X-Drake or leader?
It's X-Drake. 6 tier 2.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay, sure.
And we'll pass turn there.
See, I got confused because it's like, you know, Wano's always like 3 and lower.
Yeah.
I was like, there should be 3 and lower. Oh, wait a minute, 3. Oh, okay.
You know,
fine.
she just brings out the big boys.
Why not, you know? Damn, that's actually horrible.
Do you mind if I look at Odin again?
He just restands 5-3 active now.
Okay, cool.
Think of it like kid.
Yeah.
Just 8K.
You're a matchup? Huh?
Cards then,
4.
and Dawn's active.
For you guys.
No Dawn.
You guys hate this matchup.
No Dawn active.
Learning. Gotta get used to it.
Yeah, yeah. It's always good.
Yeah, because and stuff. So I'll keep this like this and stuff. This and keep these ones.
I'm gonna do 2 Dawn and cracker. And swing.
I didn't because I thought I have another second off in my hand. But then this is this because it's both one box.
Power 2, 5K.
I might throw the whole game for you right now. See what?
Okay.
We'll go.
I'll swing Carol Leader.
5 leader?
Yeah. No trigger?
Yeah, 1, 2.
I have 7.
Excuse me? Cards and hand.
5 down.
Green.
And then leader.
Plotting something against me. There's no way. It's...
And then I'll use 7 to play
I can't trust you. Weaklings. So I rest any card, and then I KO 6 or less. So I rest Vivi, KO Zoro. And then from there, I'll go.
I have 4.
We're done. 10 to Vivi.
You have 3 open?
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
Restand. 10 to Brook.
I'm swing at
Yep. 8.
More than enough.
Alright. Yeah, alright, well, in that case, pass.
If you have the like $6 turn, like after you put the yellow, like I would always just rather get rid of the mod because that's 1k, 1 counter less. Yeah, I'm not gonna attack you, right?
We're going to round table, minus 10.
Alright.
He's minus 2.
Yep.
You deal with it when it comes out. But
3 to your minus 2.
And I should really save it. I should really save it. In fact, so I'm gonna.
Does it come out active or standard?
Active.
Active? Okay.
Active and I shuffle deck.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
I was like, I looked at my deck, I was like, why are my 2 Yamatos at the bottom? Oh, wait a minute.
We'll use VV skill to draw.
Yep.
Bottom.
Yep.
5.
I mean, I might say.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Draw.
1 card.
I mean, like.
I will go
7 liter.
2 on
No trigger?
That's 8. I mean, so like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 K.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
So definitely after playing the locals this past week, it's got me thinking the game for sure has moved on towards a slower paced game, and it's making me consider that we do have to probably go into more board control and playing more utility cards, or maybe even switching up our boss characters, right? But luckily, by the time this comes out, we're going to already have access to the 3 captain starter deck set, which has a lot of great red and purple cards in it. For example, we have the 2-cost Jinbei with 2k attack, which can be a cheaper version of Brook if played correctly. We also do get the 10 cost Rush Luffy that has the pop-in effect. If they decide to block, I can pop an 8k or less. And let's be frank, I'm probably going to be using that for endgame, right? For Luffy, Rush, to just kind of try to go for game, right? And other than that, we do get more cards in our arsenal, right? We get Rush Zoro, which is nice. It's an alt art too, right? And then we have Straw Hat Searcher Nami.
Rest in peace.
Just to let you guys know, we'll be taking a break next week, as I'll be competing in the Core TCG Pasadena Regionals for Digimon. And, depending how I do, if I get out early, maybe I'll do some side events for One Piece or for Digimon. And then we'll see what we can do from there. But until then, sail on, guys, and raise those Jolly Rogers. See ya.